Hi, I'm Elijah Shulman, and I watched the movie Short Term 12. Destin Daniel Cretton, the creator of this movie, approached the film with a focus on connecting the audience to the characters. The film delves into the lives of both troubled kids and their counselors in a group home. These kids face trauma like physical and mental abuse from parents, harming themselves, etc. There is always 12 kids in this home, and once they turn 18, they must leave. And when they leave, this creates a vacancy which is filled by another child, and so on, hence the name Short Term 12. He created this film using his own experiences working in a group home for at-risk youth for 2 years and transformed it into a short film. However, when he was given the chance to extend it into a full-length movie, he took the opportunity to tell multiple stories simultaneously and give a genuine and raw perspective, which added to the depth of the film. The first scene of the movie starts off outside of the home with Mason, a more experienced counselor, telling the new counselor Nate his famous and most funny story about his, quote, potty failure, when all of a sudden Sammy, one of the kids, bursts out the door, sprinting away from the building and screaming at the top of his lungs. They immediately chase him down and catch him. Not even a minute after Sammy starts cooling down and they are still holding him, Mason finishes off his story. The new counselor was in shock. Cretton used Nate purposefully. Nate is the new counselor and it was his first day on the job, so he's just like the audience in a sense, or at least similar to me in how naive I was before watching this movie. He had no idea how intense this job would be, how deeply each child had been traumatized, and as a result, how severe and unpredictable each child's behavior could be. This is contrasted with Mason and how desensitized he was to it, so much so that Mason finished his story amongst the chaos. This first scene works to grab our attention almost immediately, and Nate's character acts as a link connecting the movie with the viewer. The counselors and teens in the movie are each depicted with their own intricate backstory, and the audience is shown the current struggles they face. Cretton used a non-linear way of storytelling and showed a more chaotic and psychological side which resonates more with the audience because it mimics real human emotion. The dialogue was realistic, as if you were speaking to a friend. The subtle body language from the actors, the dimmed and sort of hazy lighting throughout the movie are all examples of how it portrayed realistic feelings. Even just the way they use music, or sometimes lack thereof. In one of the scenes, a girl named Jaden was sitting on the couch in the lobby, waiting for her dad to pick her up. He was already very late and tensions were rising. At first, there was no music as she walked over to the couch to sit down. There was only faint talking in the background. Then, she put earbuds in and the rock music she was listening to begins playing. This music, mixed with the background noises, builds the uneasy feeling that her dad won't show. Then, the camera pans to the TV in front of Jaden, and the show that is playing joins into the mix of noises. Until finally she gets up off the couch abruptly and storms out, and all of the noise completely stops. The use of noise and music stirred up a feeling of chaos, and anxiety picks up not only for Jaden, but for the person watching. Elements like these allowed the audience to understand each character's motivations and emotional states and feel as if they were going through it with them in real time. Within the first minute of watching this movie, the darker yellow lighting mixed with the childlike songs and an overall sad undertone, I did not want to watch it. I only watch feel-good movies and comedy movies, and I tend to stay away from the sad ones. But by the end, I was completely invested. This movie taught me that it's important to see through the lens of other people and that gaining empathy opens both your eyes and your mind. This brings me to my next point, that this movie is meant for anyone. It appeals to those who are sensitive to social issues and interested in human condition, and also those who have experienced themes of trauma, mental health issues, and personal growth. By addressing the realities of mental health and how destructive childhood trauma can be for a person, the film promotes awareness about this often overlooked issue. It highlights human fragility and resilience and the importance of compassion.